How's it going?
1, 2, 3, go.
How's it going, everyone?
Welcome back to another video.
Today we're exploring my heritage-ish, I guess.
We are, I think, right?
Yeah, totally. We're doing an Italian pasta challenge.
So if you are new to our channel, Chris and I do pasta. We do challenges every single month where we go head to head in the kitchen and make a dish pertaining to a specific theme. And then you guys vote in the top right corner letting us know who won the challenge. So I'll put the current score on the screen. I don't remember it off the top of my head right now.
I think you won last time. We might be tied up. I might be still in the lead. I'm not sure.
Well, it's right here. So pick your pick now, I guess, if you want, but I recommend you watch the actual video and see what we're making.
I think it's important.
So what are you making today?
I'm gonna be making a vegan chicken parm. So we have some gardine and that we breaded, baked, and then we made a homemade marinara sauce and served it on some pasta.
And I'm making some penne vodka, homemade sauce, not homemade noodles, but still delicious. And they both turned out really, really good. I'm really happy with the result. So this is a hard one. I don't know which one's better in my opinion.
They're both good, I don't know.
So let's get on with the video and then we'll do a taste test at the end. What
up, y'all? Here we go. This is my heritage here. As you may know, you might not. I am Italian, mostly Italian. I'd say about 86.3% according to Ancestry DNA. But we're doing an Italian challenge today, which we already mentioned. So we're gonna start out by making some marinara sauce, marinade. Very nice. You can either buy marinara or you can make your own. It's super easy, so I'm just gonna whip this up. We're gonna start the cooktop here. And I'm just gonna let this heat up for just a minute or so. This is super easy, just a few ingredients. Takes about 20 minutes. And then we're gonna be making some chicken parm. So basically, vegan chicken parm, obviously. We have Gardine grilled chicken, we're gonna batter it. And then we are gonna top it with cheese, serve it over pasta. It's gonna be awesome. If you want to get crazy and make your own chicken, you can do it. We have a recipe. I'll link it down below. It's in chicken nugget form. You just got to make it into a little bit bigger of a slab, but if you want to do it, you can. If you want to buy the store-bought option and bread it yourself, you can do that. You got options.
Babe, the handles on that get really hot, so just be aware. You might want to grab a thingy.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. We have some olive oil here. We're just gonna pour that into our pan. And then we have some onions. And of course we have garlic. This is like 6 cloves of garlic, but you can add more, you can add less, whatever you really want to do. The choice is yours. That's the beauty about cooking. You can customize things how you like. We're just here to have fun, make some good food, and not hurt any animals in the process because it's important. Woo, smelling delicious already. So I grew up in an Italian household, as I mentioned, and my mom is constantly cooking. She's a great cook. Love you, Mom, if you're watching. You probably are. You taught me everything I know. So we've done a few recipes with her. I don't know if you've seen them, but we did some pasta fagioli. We did some white bean escarole soup. So we got a lot of Italian classics. We also have an ebook with some other Italian recipes in it. Really, really great cuisine, good food. And the good thing about the good thing about Italian food is that it's super easy to veganize. Most of the recipes, so it's very nice. We're just gonna let this cook down a bit more, and we're gonna add the rest of our ingredients. In the kitchen, yeah. Is it translucent yet? Is it fragrant? Not yet. The one thing, as my mom taught me, you never want to burn the garlic. It'll become bitter. You don't want that to happen. So you gotta find the perfect balance of the cooked garlic, which we're getting close on. So we should get a laugh track.
I can do it.
So we have 1 can of diced tomatoes here. We're gonna add that in. We have some tomato paste, we're gonna add that in. I don't know if this is the best apparatus to do so, but we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna mix that in. Looking delish. And now we have some basil. Basil is an essential in Italian cooking. We also have a bay leaf. So we're just gonna add those both in. And then we have some dried oregano, some salt, and some red pepper flakes. I'm just gonna mix that in. Super nice. And then all we're gonna do from here is let it cook down for about 15 to 20 minutes. And then we're just gonna mash it up. And it'll be good to go. Super easy. All right, so now we have our handy dandy potato masher. Since we have diced tomatoes here, we don't have to mash these up super well, but if you used whole tomatoes, you probably want to mash these up in the beginning before you simmered them. So we're just gonna give this a little bit of a mash just to make everything a little more marinade-like. I think that's a good way to put it. I don't know.
I just like that you laughed at yourself.
Looks beautiful. We'll let this simmer a little bit longer and we got some sauce. All right, so our sauce has finally come to fruition. It looks delicious, smells delicious. So now let's get on with the rest of this chicken parm recipe, vegan chicken parm. You know, so I always have to preface vegan, and then when I don't, I think it's okay, and then people are like, oh my god, are you not vegan anymore? So I don't know what to do. It's kind of a conundrum of sorts. So I'll keep saying chicken and then correcting myself and saying vegan chicken until people understand that it's always going to be vegan. So, and Grant. All right, so now we're gonna make our vegan chicken. So we have these frozen Gardein chicken patties. This is it's called like lightly seasoned scallopini, but I think they also have just a plain grilled chicken, but we're gonna be using this. So there's technically a little bit of seasoning on it, but as I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to make your own seitan chicken, we have a recipe for that. It'll be linked down below. So we're just gonna start by making a batter. So if you've seen our vegan mozzarella stick recipe, it's kind of similar to that in terms of the battering process. So we have some unsweetened almond milk here. Just gonna add that to a bowl and spill it all over the place. And then we have some all-purpose flour. We're just gonna add that in. And then we have some onion powder, some garlic powder, some salt and pepper. And then we're just gonna whisk this all up. So the flour serves as a nice thickener. I've also used unsweetened plain yogurt in the past as a batter. That also works. All right, so you're gonna want forks here, but essentially we're gonna take our chicken, we're gonna dunk it in the batter, fully coating it, and then we're gonna dunk it in the flour, fully coating it once again, and then we're gonna dunk it back in the liquid. I'll use my fork for this. Beautiful, just let that drain out. And then finally, we're gonna coat it in the breadcrumbs. There we have it, our beautiful chicken patty. We're gonna put this on our tray and repeat the process with the rest of these. All right, now we have everything breaded. We're gonna bake this and we'll see what happens. All right, so our chicken cutlets, vegan chicken cutlets are out of the oven, and now we're almost done. We got our pasta cooking up behind us, but all we have to do from here for the chicken is top it with our sauce. So we're gonna put about a tablespoon or two of the marinara sauce we made earlier on top. This smells so good. All right, and now we have our vegan mozzarella cheese. I'm just gonna top this. Really nice, smells really good, this cheese. And then we're just gonna pop this back into the oven until the cheese is nice and melty. And then we'll be ready to top it with our pasta and dig in.
Okay, so for my recipe, I'm actually making penne vodka, and this is something that I loved when I was a kid, and I don't know if I've had it veganized yet, so I'm so excited for this. I'm gonna be starting off with the cashew cream, so we're making this vegan, of course, so instead of heavy cream, I'm just gonna make my own cashew cream. So I soaked half a cup of cashews overnight. You can also soak it in hot water. Make sure it's like boiling water though, so it gets really soft. So I have half a cup of cashews, half a cup of some filtered water, and then I'm actually also going to be blending up some of the tomatoes that's going into the sauce. So I wanna make this sauce semi-chunky, but not too chunky. And I actually texted Chris's mom before we started this, and she told me that she blends it, but not all the way. So I'm just gonna be blending half the sauce. And I'm just gonna be doing it now because since I'm blending the cashews, oh, might as well do these together, so. I don't want to splatter. Is that too much? That's kind of a lot. I feel like I did a little more than half here. I'll leave it. Gotta wash my hands, but pop this in. Okay. All right, and this looks, ooh. I mean, it just doesn't smell like anything yet. But it looks perfect. You just want to make sure that it's completely smooth. You don't want little chunks of cashews in there. So that's good to go. I'm just gonna set this aside, and then I'm gonna start with my pan. All right, so this is heating. I'm gonna add some olive oil here. Maybe about 2 tablespoons. I should get a Udis.
Udis?
I don't know why Chris and I say Udis, but instead of utensil, we say Udis. All right, I'm adding in some shallots, and you can also use some onions here, but I don't know, shallots are better in my opinion, and I feel like we should cook with shallots way more than we actually do because they're so good. The good thing about this recipe is it's so easy to make. Basically, you just add everything to a pan, cook it down, use the blender for the cashews, and that's it, you're ready to go. Add your pasta, and you got yourself some penne vodka. All right, so we're gonna cook this until it starts to become nice and fragrant, and then I'm gonna add in the garlic. Like Chris mentioned earlier, Chris's mom recommended that we don't brown the garlic, so that's what I'm going to try to avoid today. In the meantime, I'm gonna chop up some basil. So at the end of this video, we actually have some special guests coming in today to do a taste test for us. And I don't know if have we had a taste tester in our videos before for challenges? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so.
So, should be interesting. See who they really love. I'm just kidding. Not gonna tell you who it is. I'll let you see at the end of the video. All right, so I'm gonna add in the garlic. And I'm using 10 cloves of garlic here. You can use as little or as much as you want, but the more garlic the better for me, so I'm gonna add a crap ton. And then also I'm adding in some red pepper flakes. And I'm not really a peppery person, but Chris's parents, when they were here, they made the pasta fagioli and the escarole soup. Did they both have red pepper? I think they did. But they added it to the recipes and it was so good in it. It was the perfect amount of spice for me. And I really like the flavor it added, and for this too. It's gonna be very similar flavor. So I'm really excited for that. We're just gonna cook this down for a few more minutes. Again, you don't want the garlic to brown. You just want it to become nice and fragrant and cook through. Alright, so next up, I'm gonna be adding in the remaining tomatoes from the can. I definitely didn't half this correctly. There's way more in the blender, but it's okay. Alright, and then I'm also adding in some tomato paste. This is actually an optional ingredient. but it really deepens the flavor, and I would recommend it if you have it or if you can add it. Oh, this is a dual spatula, by the way. Look at that. Fancy. And then I have some vodka, of course. So I spilled a little, but it's pretty much as we need, right? So the key to when you're cooking with alcohol is to cook it down so the alcohol cooks off and you don't get tipsy while you're eating. And it'll taste better if you cook it down. So we're just going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes, and then I'll move on to adding the remaining ingredients. Some recipes add bacon or prosciutto, the non-vegan versions. So you could totally add some vegan bacon or even a little bit of liquid smoke to the recipe if you want that smoky flavor. We're opting out of doing that today just for the simplicity of the recipe, but just wanted to mention that because it's an option. All right, so I'm adding in the creamy tomato blend thing, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I'm gonna scrape this in, get as much as you possibly can. It's really good to do this with a spatula. And we found that with Vitamixes, if you have a spatula that's small like this and slightly angled, it's actually easier to scoop things out than a regular sized spatula. So just wanted to share that because it helps us with our cooking. And then to this, I'm adding in a little bit of oregano. And then I also have some fresh basil. I actually cut a little too much, so I'm not gonna put all of it. But we're gonna mix that through. And I'm gonna let this simmer for maybe another 5 minutes just to make sure that the tomatoes that were in the blender cook and that the sauce thickens just a little bit more. It smells so good. My God. So I was telling Chris, I've never had homemade penne vodka or vodka sauce. I've only ever had stuff that come in like a packet or a jar.
That sounds disgusting, and I've never even heard of that. So
I swear there's like dry packets to make it. Yeah. I know, it's disgusting, but I didn't know that. I thought that when I would do that as a kid, I was like, oh my God, I'm cooking. So this smells amazing. Lastly, I'm adding in some vegan Parmesan cheese. This is optional, but it's recommended. It adds a good flavor. And who doesn't love Parmesan, right? So I'm just gonna mix that through and I'm gonna turn off the heat and we are done. For the taste test today, we decided to recruit 2 people to come in and give us their opinion, and we have 2 special guests today. Come on, I can't do this forever. My parents are here.
Hello.
And so we made a chicken parm and a penne vodka. We've gotten you guys to try it and let us know what you think.
So we have to pick which one's better?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I won't get offended. Did I tell you who made what? Or no? Did you guys hear us talking?
I think I did.
They were right behind
So
the camera.
we'll see.
Okay, so I'll try this one first. These have been sitting for a little while, so and this plate is really small, so just... Oh wow.
Actually, this one's good.
So that one is
Really tasty.
penne vodka. So basically it's like marinara sauce with cashew cream.
It's very
actually
good.
and
really-
vodka.
Uh-huh.
That's what's good. No, just kidding.
And vodka.
And this one is...
You have to get chicken, yeah. Chicken parmesan.
Oh,
You guys gotta
I
give us
can't-
your opinions.
I can't pick. I'll try this one again.
This one's very
Another-
creamy. Tasty.
What about you, Mom?
but I like the chicken parm
Chicken?
better. I like the chicken parm better.
Are you sure?
I like them both. I like them both.
But I like that one a little more. Okay, okay.
You love marinara sauce too.
Marinara.
Yeah, oh my god. My dad, everything we make is like, this is good. Do we have marinara?
So that's what sold it for me right now. Very tasty.
It's really good. They're both really good, but this is my favorite.
You sure, Mom?
So you both win.
Well,
I don't
they're
remember.
gonna vote.
I don't remember which one of you made which one. I wasn't listening.
I made this one, and Chris made this one, yeah.
But they're both really good.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
So, you guys want to vote? Top right corner, the poll will be there. Let us know which one you liked better. And do you have anything else to add?
I think that's all. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. Did you say that already?
No, but we hit each other's hands. Comment down below, hit the bell if you want notifications for our brand new videos.
We post videos every Wednesday, every Friday, sometimes Mondays too.
And we'll see you soon. Bye!